What's up, fellow collectors? Welcome back, guys, to the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum, guys. I'll be a curator today, guys, but also I'll be a shoulder to cry on, a support system, if you will, in this tough time that we're going through, guys, with the cancellation of many of the Marvel, Mego, Disney 4-pack sets. That's the concern that we have today that we want to talk about and get some understanding on, because as you can see, it's early here. I got the coffee, guys, but as you can see, if you're following any of this on any of the Mego pages, there's a lot of concern. The orders were filled yesterday at around 11 o'clock. Everybody put their orders in, placed their orders. For the most part, did everything that they were instructed to do, or we thought we were instructed to do. And maybe hours after that, after the joy and the excitement of being able to say that you placed your order and you were able to acquire these figures that would be, sent to you probably in January. Hours after that, that joy has turned, for some, or a lot, into frustration, confusion, despair, anger, everything on that emotional scale. It's been very frustrating. People are seeking answers. People are trying to make sense of what's happening. We went from everything, and I wrote some stuff down here, from a possible glitch in a system to maybe the orders weren't placed right. The Disney's online system has possibly crashed, and now we're looking at those situations because none of it makes any sense. This is what we were looking for, guys. This is what we were. Everybody was excited about this Disney Marvel Mego 4-pack set. Spider-Man, the Goblin, Electro, the Lizard. A lot of our childhood favorites from the 1970s, from those vintage Mego figures. And now it seems like that's not going to happen anytime soon. We don't know. What we do know is that a lot of people have got cancellations. I've read a lot of comments, from Mego ambassadors to Mego-like, to other groups, talking about their frustrations, their concerns, what happened, what didn't happen, why did it happen. And some people came up with some interesting theories, and I want to touch on some of those theories. As of the making of this video right now, I still have my 2-pack set, Marvel Mego 2-pack set. I ordered 2 of them, and I still have them. I have not received cancellation from an email or otherwise. So right now, as it stands at the making of this video, I'm still somewhat in the clear, like a few other collectors, and that's the head scratcher, because I don't think I did anything different than anybody else. But some people had some great points and got me to thinking with some of the things they were saying. The QR codes and the 25% off, the rebates. People were saying that they were adding that and lowering the price at the checkout. Well, I didn't do on any of that. I didn't do any of that. At the at checkout, mine was over $200. It was 215, 214, 215, something like that. So I paid full price, and I'm hearing some people say, well, maybe that's why my order wasn't canceled, or people like me order wasn't canceled, because we didn't do the QR codes and all of the rebates, 25% off, and Disney was not supposed to put those type of rebates and 25% off deals on this particular set. But somebody said, well, they didn't do any of that, paid full price, and they still got canceled. So that kind of knocked that theory out of the water. Or did it? Another collector said simply this, which makes perfect sense. Maybe there was a cutoff, and some people simply just didn't make that cutoff as far as Disney was concerned with the demand, supply and demand of these figures. That makes a lot of sense, because where we're at now is that we're talking about supply and demand. Okay. Was there enough of these 2-pack sets to go around? Did Disney misjudge how popular, how wanted this Marvel 4-pack set was, and simply didn't order enough from Mego and say, well, okay, we'll just put this here. And people are coming up with all type of numbers. How many? One person said 500. One person said 800. One person said 100. But I don't believe that. Okay. Somebody said maybe a little less than 1,000. Somebody said 1,000. How many do you think? Let us know in the comment section right underneath this video, guys. We're here to try to make sense of this and talk it out. Some people say that the best form of medicine when you're frustrated is just to talk about it. So that's what we want to do. We want to make sense of this. Once again, the fear of missing out. The fear of missing out on the first Marvel Mego figures since the 1970s. And people want it, and so desperately want it. Okay, let's add the desperately part in there, because that's where the frustration's coming from. People so desperately want it to be reunited with their childhood memories in the form of these 4 figures. And to go through all of this process, the exclusive title, now they're canceled. For some people, or most people, not all the people. Some people are still in play with their orders. I like the fact that I believe on Mego Ambassador, I think a fellow collector put up a chart and really asking people, did you use the QR code, the 25% off, and was it canceled, or did you do all of that and it still went through, or did any of that? You didn't do any of that, just did the regular, and you still have your art. He was trying to get an idea of where people were at in that situation. So to me, I was reading some of those, and I still couldn't I still couldn't definitively say if somebody did something wrong or not. We don't know. Only thing we know is that we have a lot of cancellations, a glitch in a system crash. A lot of that stuff seems possible, very possible, as someone stated. More than likely. Because I think Disney did not really expect this type of onslaught or this type of tidal wave of expectation for these figures. And I think it's very likely, it's very possible, okay, understand this, that Disney simply didn't order enough. And I think that's kind of what Disney is saying. Somebody sent what was sent by Disney explaining, from one of their reps or whatever regarding the online sales. It's just, it wasn't supply and demand. It just, supply did not meet demand. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that there was only 1,000 of these 4-pack sets on Disney's website. And the limit was only 2. You could only get 2. Because somebody was talking about this as well. That was not going to be enough. That was never going to cut it. That was never going to get the job done. Because people were probably going to have other folks ordering 2 for them. They were going to order 2, and because of the resale value. People are going to put this stuff on eBay. Some people were going to put this stuff on eBay. So you can never exclude, in a situation like this, you can never exclude the scalpers. Okay? So they were going to have their hands in it as well. And somebody brought up another great point, using bots, to absorb some of these, 4-pack sets. So now the people that really wanted them, that waited, watched the clock, waited very patiently to get these figures, placed their order right on time. They were there. One guy said he was there. He had been scanning the site hours prior, to these figures actually going on sale, going up on the site and going on sale. He did everything, and his was canceled. So that we're at this crossroads. Some people say, well, I'm done with Mego. I'm done with Disney. I'm done with this whole 4-pack fiasco. Well, who's to blame? We don't know. Or is anyone to blame? Guys, it could just be something as simple as the system crashing due to the overwhelming demand and Disney not having enough. You can blame Disney. I guess if there's going to be blame placed, I guess you would have to place it at Disney's feet, because they're the ones that knew how many they had. They didn't have to say, well, you can get a limit of 2. You could say just 1. If you knew you only had, let's say, 1,000 or 1,500. But to cancel, and for, I read somewhere where somebody said, well, there's only 100 people right now that's not saying that their orders were canceled, or less than 100. So less than 100. That's not a lot. That's not a lot, which tells me that there wasn't enough of these sets to go around. And some people say, well, I should have used the Disney shoppers, where these people are on site at the Disney locations in Florida and in California. And what they'll do is they'll contact you. You can reach out to them. They'll contact you. They'll buy the set for you. You pay them, and they mail you the set. To me, that's a lot of work. Like I said in our other video, If I get these sets, that's fantastic. When these sets are made readily available, okay, I'm going to place my order. That's what I did yesterday. I placed my order. Right now, as we currently speak, I still have my order intact. I have not received a cancellation. You know, I know a few other people that have not received cancellations. You know, I paid full price, and some people might look at me and say, well, you overpaid at over $200. I guess that's the real price, though. I guess, I mean, I didn't use any QR codes or 25% off or anything like that. So I did none of that. I just went the regular route, and that's where we're at now. But your thoughts, guys, your concerns, we want to hear all of that right underneath this video in the comment section. What do you believe happened? Have you been canceled? Are you still on the other side of the fence that your order has not been canceled, and you're going to? They're saying that from what I'm reading, I'm going to receive mine on Thursday, January the 30th. So January the 30th, 1/30/25, you know. So that's on a Thursday. I believe that's a Thursday, if I read my email correctly. The email was sent out to me explaining, breaking down, you know, what I paid for it and when it will be shipped out and all these things, all these good things. So that we're at that's where I'm at with it. But where are you at with it? Your thoughts, your concerns, your opinions. This is a forum, guys, like I stated before in our other video. This is where you can say how you feel, express how you feel, you know. Let us know what you think on this situation. Did Mego make enough? Should Disney held out a little bit longer until they got a better understanding of the product that they were working with and the volume that they were working with? Let's say they only were working with 1,000 or 1,500 units. Was that enough to go around? Somebody said, which makes sense too, Disney should reach out to everybody that got a cancellation notice and tell them, hey guys, we're going to make these sets available to you. We have all your information. We'll send this out when we have them, and that can be 4 to 5 to 6 months from now. And I think people would be okay with that. The whole point of this was that people wanted to know, because no one was getting this immediately. If you didn't do the Disney shopper routine, no one was going to get these figures, you know, this 4-pack set immediately. People were still going to get this in January. So, you know, I was always okay with waiting, you know, placing my order and waiting, because it, you know, it was going to probably be in January. We just didn't, no one knew. But we did know that, you know, they were going to be made readily available to place your order, or I guess really you can say this is like a pre-order, and you would get this down the road. So I don't think 4 or 5 months is, you know, out of the question. It's not ludicrous to think that. So I mean, but if you feel differently, let me know in the comment section. Who's to blame for this? Who do you place blame at? What doorstep do you place blame at regarding this situation? We want to know all of that. Like I said, if I had to pick somebody, I would probably place it at Disney's feet, because whether Mego undersold these figures to them and didn't give them enough, Disney knew how many they had. Disney knew how many sets they had in their warehouse. They told us that these figures would be on sale on a certain date. So having that knowledge, they should have already been able to do the math and understand the supply and demand factors. The second that they sold the very last one, that's when a cutoff should have happened, right there. And everybody else would have been locked out. So you lock everybody out. You got 1,500 units, 2 per customer. The very second that goes to zero, everybody else is automatically locked out. Thank you. We appreciate you guys coming out, ordering these. We're no longer taking orders, filling orders. We're sold out. And you put a big sold out sign on your website over the 4-pack set. Sold out. And if you want to explain further with that, then you place, something else out later explaining that we will be having more of these available in January or February of, 2025 or March. Pre-orders will go on sale in late January or early February. I think with that information, the way I just broke that down, you wouldn't have had as many people upset. People would have understood. Now, would they have been disappointed? Yes. Angry? Probably not. I don't know. Would you have been angry getting that information like that? Or just disappointed? I think I would have been more or less disappointed. Okay, oh man, I just missed it. Well, I'll try again in February. I'll try to, do this all over again. I'm not out of any money. It didn't cost me anything. I wasn't going to get this before Christmas anyway. I'll go and do something else. I'll go spend my money on something else until that comes back around. But Disney said they ran out. They have more information or whatever. And, I'll get another shot at doing this. I think at some point, we'll all get another shot at this. The people that didn't get it. And I want to stress this again, guys, as I'm drinking my coffee here. I want to stress this again. I can't stress this enough. Even with this situation being what it is, I strongly suggest do not, under any circumstances, go on eBay and buy these from scalpers. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And I know scalpers are licking their chops right now because some of them probably had some of those bots and purchased a ton of these figures yesterday at 11 o'clock. That's where we're in the situation we're in right now. We can talk about system crashing and the glitches and things of that nature, and not enough to go, supply, not enough supply for the demand. We can talk about all of that, but we can't leave out the scalpers. If the scalpers counted against, let's say, if they counted against maybe 15% of Disney's stock yesterday, as far as these 4-pack sets being in stock, that's critical. That's a huge number. All the more reason you shouldn't go. I don't know, some people are going to say, well, I have to have these figures. I'm going to just go bite the bullet, go to eBay and buy it from the scalper. I was going to pay $200-$300 anyway for 2 sets or whatever. I'm just going to get it from them. If you ask, I can't stop you. You're entitled to do what you want to do. You're entitled to feel Like I said just in the last video, you're entitled to feel however you want to feel about this situation. You know, one collector told me he's enraged. He's enraged by this situation. He did everything right. Now he's left out in the cold, while others celebrate, basking in the warm rays of knowing that they have their 2-pack sets reserved, and they'll be receiving them later in January. So I can't tell that guy, you know, well, don't go. I can suggest. That's all I'm doing, guys. I'm suggesting. Don't do it. Don't go to eBay and buy these scalpers prices. Don't do it. That's all I'm saying, guys. But you're entitled to feel any way you want to feel about this situation. We just want to make sense out of this whole deal. Will you be replacing your order? Will you be moving on? We want to hear all that, guys. If you want to add anything to this, to this discussion, by all means, give me some questions. Throw some answers. I'll throw some answers at you. You throw some questions at me. I might add some questions in the comment section, guys. We can continue this conversation in the comment section, guys, right underneath this video. But it's important that we do have this conversation, because the cancellations of what I'm seeing now, hundreds of collectors that put their orders in is staggering, mind-blowing. We're trying to make sense out of this, guys, because I like I said, I have my theories. I've shared this with you. As from just supply and demand issues, not having enough supply to meet the demands, the glitches in the system, all that makes it makes sense to me. It does. And the scalper bots, scalpers really impacting this release yesterday for these pre-orders. Money's to be made on this 4-pack. This 4-pack, for better or worse, has impacted our collecting community at an extremely high level. People are talking about this Marvel 4-pack set. People are excited about this Marvel 4-pack set. People are enraged about this Marvel 4-pack set. How do you feel about this Marvel 4-pack set that Disney has, or right now doesn't have? Somebody said they went back on the site. They can't even find. Disney has taken it all down. They can't even find it. Which I think that makes a lot of sense, because if they're sold out, they don't have it, they're canceling all the orders, why keep it up there on the site at this point? They're sold out. Somebody said, well, maybe they didn't sell out, and maybe it's just a big giant glitch, and everything will get fixed today or in a few days, and all will be well. I like that particular person's his thinking. It's a positive form of thinking, because and really in reality, that what can you do about this? Some people said they notified Disney. They spoke to some representatives about the situation, but didn't get a whole lot of answers, as I anticipated that probably they wouldn't have gotten. They're looking into it. I mean, that's okay, but what will we get from it? We don't know. Only thing we know is that we have a lot of canceled orders, and a lot of angry and upset and frustrated and confused consumers, collectors. Let us know, guys, in the comment section, where are you at on this fence? Did you get yours? Were you able to get it? Did you get it and then you were canceled? We want to hear all of that, guys. Maybe somebody's got something information-wise that we don't have. And you guys did a great job in the last video, because people were really getting the information out and sharing information on the last video in the comments section. It helped me out. It helped a lot of other people out. And we hope that that continues and spills over into this, into this video as well. So guys, with that being said, if I get any more information, I'll definitely I'll add it to the description in this video and share it in the comment sections. We hope you do the same. Jump in the conversation. Let's find out why all this happened, why Disney canceled a ton of these orders for the Mego Marvel 4-pack set. Let us know. You know the routine, guys. God bless. Stay safe. And by all means, guys, keep collecting.